Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Ask Sharifah Videocast. I have a very special guest today. You have seen her on Ask Sharifah Videocast and podcast before. You have seen her on the Roundtable Talk Show many times, and you saw her just yesterday speaking on the Roundtable Talk Show with many of our guests. But she is a dear friend, an amazing woman, Miss Viviana Puello, who most recently was featured in the October issue of Forbes Magazine. Viviana is an artist, writer, business expert, and coach, and founder of ArtTour International, a revolutionary multimedia platform dedicated to promoting artists globally and leading the art industry with a reach of over 2 million readers in 198 countries. Her platform includes print and digital publications, an award winning TV show, international events, and more. Welcome. Good morning, Viviana. How are you?
Good morning, Sharifah. Excited to be here. Excited to be here, always with your energy.
I love your energy. I love how amazing you are. Good morning to Robert Foster, who's piping in to show you
We have
his support. Definitely have a lot of fans. But for anyone who doesn't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And what are you passionate about?
okay. I am passionate about art and artists and creative. I
Mhm.
am an artist, writer. I am also a coach, an art business expert, and founder of ArtTour International magazine, which is a
Mhm.
multimedia platform that supports artists worldwide. I'm passionate about art, and my work is marketing, advertising, promoting artists, and making sure their message is shared because the world needs it so that they can also make a living and thrive doing what they love. And that's
Now,
me.
we love it. I love it. Now, I have more questions for you, Viviana. But what I want to do is take a little look, a little bit more at your company, ArtTour International, what you believe in, and who you are. And we'll do that, and we'll come back to you.
Absolutely.
Artists are the most generous and inspiring people I know. They create, give, share, and fill our world with beauty. They compose a fascinating universe with a unique message that can transform and bring joy to anyone at any moment. Here at ArtTour International, we believe in art as a powerful tool to bring global awareness and create a positive impact on our society. That's why we love helping artists share their message.
ArtTour International is the leading voice in the art world, with over 2.1 million readers in 205 countries. Our international platform includes a high-quality print magazine, our digital publication, our weekly ArtTour International TV show. ArtTour International. Create,
Succeed.
stay inspired.
Wow, that is so beautiful. So tell us, Viviana, how do you personally stay inspired?
Wow, I stay inspired by connecting to source and nature, being always in touch with nature, and of course my work. I think my work just does it. I'm inspired by default. I'm working with artists every day, so you can imagine getting all their energy, looking at their artworks. That keeps my inspiration going pretty much.
Mhm. Now, you said get in touch with nature. As a busy CEO who has a huge platform, a television show, you're in 205 different countries. How do you even find the time to go out into nature?
I don't find I Time finds me. So we don't own the time, and I have learned that we cannot manage time. I also learned that part. The only thing that you can manage are your activities. So that's
Mhm.
what I try to do. I try to manage that and squeeze in the day whenever I can. And I have to be honest, when it's cold, it's hard because
Yes.
I live upstate New York. It's freezing right now. But as much as I can to take a walk every morning and just take a walk. Even
Mhm.
if you're in the city, you can go to the park. I always say,
Mhm.
if you're home and you don't want to get out, I don't know, touch a plant. Just make sure you're touching something that has that connection with the universal intelligence, because they
Mhm.
have so much to give, and
Mhm.
we take them for granted. There's so much to give. So that's what I do. I try to be always in touch with nature one way or another.
Mhm.
Kiss my dog, hug my dog, whatever connects me.
Mhm. But it's just, so many people say, "I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy." That's like the key word from everyone. "I'm busy. My calendar's full. I have 12 Zooms a day," everything. But yet you still take the time and create the time to go out in nature. You don't find that difficult?
No, you know what happened? And this is, I used to be that way. I used to be that way when we started ArtTour International. I was all in. I'm like a go getter. I have to accomplish. And I did that for about 6 years and I got sick. I got really sick. I went to surgery and it was really bad. And it was all
Mhm.
about stress, not stopping, not taking care of my body. So that taught me very in a very tough way that you need to make the time. And it's
Mhm.
not really making the time. If you think about it, when your mind is clear, you get to do so much more in
Mhm.
much less time, in a lot less time. When I'm too busy and don't take the time, I'm running, it's like you're running around in circles trying to accomplish to do and nothing gets done. But
Right.
if your mind is clear, you know what to do. You have a clear path to all your goals for the day or your activities. Not only that, you get genius ideas. And this is in my
Right.
book. You get genius ideas. Nature gives us the genius ideas that we always want to get. So
Wow.
it's a matter of the once you start doing that, you'll realize how incredible it is and how much it releases you from yourself. Most of
Wow.
the activities that we do are imposed by our belief system
Mhm.
and our subconscious. Our subconscious works in a way. I don't know if we should go that deep right now, but
No, go deep. I
it's
love
okay.
deep. This is
Okay, all
interesting. I'm
right.
taking notes.
So the subconscious works in a way that you're just doing. Your conscious is kind of doing what your subconscious is dictating.
Mhm.
So your subconscious is telling you every morning, get up, I don't know, drink a cup of coffee, sit down, do this. That's your programming. But if you are able to break that, and most of what we do is program. So we're like a robot doing the same things, doing the same things. We're busy, we're busy, we're busy, and going around and doing the same thing, checking the cell phone, the distractions, all that is it's part of the programming that we have in our subconscious mind. But if we are able to break that, and it's a process to do it,
Mhm.
but if we're able to break it, then you are going to be releasing yourself from the bondage of your ego, of your routine, of your time, poor management skills. And you're going to be free. You're going to start getting ideas, getting genius ideas, getting you're going to have more energy and your time is going to stretch. Believe it or not, time can stretch. You can stretch time. You can do so much more in a day when you are connected than when you're not. And I tell you by experience because there's days that, if I skip this for a week or so, I start feeling it. And it's like winter time, it's cold, I don't want to get out. I'm just gonna jump off the bed, get ready and go get to work. It doesn't do it. So those days when I can't get out, I try to connect in a different way. I play chants, I play music, whatever it is, anything that is going to take my mind off of me, my work, my routine. It needs to go out first, and then
Right.
that flow starts coming and it's like, oh yeah, let me do this, especially if you're delegating, right?
Right.
That needs to be clear, what path everybody's going to take. How are you gonna, you're the orchestra, you're directing the orchestra. So if your mind is cluttered, guess what your orchestra is doing? They're not playing a good symphony.
I'm listening to you, Viviana. I'm listening to what you say, the inspiration. But one thing that surprised me yesterday on the Roundtable Talk Show is that at some point in your life, you actually suffered from imposter syndrome. The whole
Oh, yeah.
idea of who am I really to be great? Do you want to share a little bit about that with us?
Yes, absolutely. And by the way, I always mention my book because this is like the root of this evil. It's in my book, like where it came from. It really came from my childhood and my
Mhm.
youth and the experiences I had as a child, and I can share a little bit of it. And it was the first impact in my life was abandonment, and that happened almost right away after I was born. So I learned through life that I had to earn love, that maybe I wasn't enough, I wasn't good enough. That was the belief system that I created for myself. And through my teenage years, I became rebellious, but in a way, in a negative way, in the sense of blaming, blaming my parents for their abandonment, blaming my circumstances. And that led me to very, very challenging situations. So I was very insecure. I had not fear of public speaking as much, but I didn't believe on what I had to say. I didn't believe or on what I had to share, or if what I had to share was valuable at all. So that was challenging, and it took a long time, a lot process, and a lot of working on my self esteem. And I think more than anything, connecting to source and finding out my purpose so that I could figure this out. But at the beginning of the journey of ArtTour International, I can tell you that I had no idea. I knew what I wanted to do. I always had the gift for the advertising, the marketing. That came natural out of, what I was doing. But I had that doubt of how I'm gonna break into this industry. I'm an artist, I'm a curator, I've never been a publisher. How the heck am I going to present this magazine, and who am I going to say is the editor in chief? So I did not believe in myself. If I thought if I put my name, no one's going to read this thing. They're going to say, this is an artist. She doesn't know what she's doing. So I came up with a fake persona, and her name was Natalia Castaldi, you know, and that was the entity I created, and she was the editor in chief, and she worked for a year. And it's actually, if you have like the first issues of ArtTour International, you'll confirm this story. And you have like editor in chief Natalia Castaldi, the art director Viviana Puello. So after after a year of seeing the incredible things I was doing amazing, and I had no idea. It was all, that my connection. I have a strong connection to my source. So it was like my guiding system, and we were doing incredible. So I took more courage, and I said, okay, now I'm going to give myself a promotion, and I'm going to become the editor in chief. And I did. So I became the editor in chief of ArtTour International, and then the CEO of ArtTour International, same process. But it was always that, doubt, that self doubt of who am I? Am I
Mhm.
enough, to say that I'm doing this? Am I going to be able to pull it off? But I'm glad the universe is always there every step of the way. I am a believer. When I
Oh,
don't know something, I reach out to my source. I just connect. I
wow.
don't Yeah, that I don't do the Google or the calling the expert. I do follow, I learn from what I see. I follow people that I admire, but my first connection is always to my source. I mean, that's where the wisdom comes from if I don't know something. That
Mm,
connection is the guidance. It's always been, and miracles after miracles. This magazine is 12 years of miracles. Art to
oh,
International. I can attest to that. Yeah.
wow, that is beautiful. Now you mentioned you created this fake persona for a year, and this fake persona was the editor in chief. Was there a defining moment where you said, you know what, she has to be fired, she has to go, or I'm ready to step in those shoes? What made you decide to be the editor in chief?
Actually, I think it was after seeing the progress of the magazine. I In 1 year we jumped from the beginning. The first issue of the magazine was 1,500 readers because it was friends, family, grandma, grandpas of artists, immediate loved ones. And we jumped in 1 year from that to about almost a million readers, and a lot of miracles happened. There was a lot of incredible things. I have to say there were miracles. People in business don't want to use that word, but I'm a different type of business person. And I have to say they were synchronicities that the universe presented So I started being the face of the magazine right away because the launch of the magazine itself was a crazy experience. I launched the magazine, I went to present it, and I was looking for a small location. And all of a sudden, I found myself in front of a crowd of 500 people in a theater where there were ministries of cultures of different countries. And I had to present this magazine there. So I became the face of the magazine, and Natalia Castaldi was absent always. So I had to step up to the plate right away. It was like I can't hide anymore.
Did
I'm
you create
here.
stories? Were you creating stories on where Natalia was?
Oh yeah, she's not. She's in Italy. She's Italian. She's busy. I'm working, but yeah, it was. You have to come out. You have
Mhm.
to do this and face it. I think it was also fear. And something that I mean, Dr. Amanda yesterday said so many wise, I mean, beautiful things. Something that I won't forget that she mentioned yesterday is it could be also a little bit of selfishness that we're looking at ourselves and, okay, I don't want to be ridiculed. What if this doesn't work? Let it be somebody else's failure, you know? So I think there was a little bit of selfishness there in that sense, but there was a lot of self doubt. Absolutely. There was a lot of self doubt. But I'm glad I came out. I gave myself that promotion.
Yes. Did you give yourself a raise too?
I did not that at that moment. I mean, this has been a journey, but later on I did. I was able to do it.
Oh, no, that is so beautiful. But I believe you had to go through that experience so you can help others because artists, they often suffer from self-doubt as well.
Yes, absolutely. My passion for artists has come from working with them. Really, the more that I work with artists, the more passionate I get about making them believe in themselves, opening their eyes to their greatness. I always say, step into your greatness, step into your point of greatness. You have it, you're there. So that's my passion because most artists, visual artists, are very humble people. They're not, like the other artists, the actors that you see Hollywood. This is a different world. We are in the studio creating by ourselves and always wondering, is somebody gonna love this as much as I love it? Even the old masters, if you read their history, everybody had some sort of doubt about their creation, or it was never finished, it was never perfect. And that's what goes through the mind of the artist. So the same way they see their art, they see themselves as it's not perfect. There's something that needs to be fixing me. I'm not ready for public opinion, and that's what inspired me to write my book. You are the masterpiece, because I think we are the masterpiece, right? We are our belief system, everything around us might need some work, but us in ourself, in our essence, we're perfect. So that's my inspiration. Really, artists are the most incredible, most beautiful people that you can work with. They're sensitive, they are empath, they love the universe, they love nature, they're full of love, but they have that self-doubt always behind them. And that's where my passion and my work comes from, in keeping inspiration alive, because whatever the artist is doing in the studio is affecting the universe. And again, we're gonna go a little bit deep on this one. And not always, I don't always find people to believe this, but I am 100% convinced about it, because this is a message that I've received from source many times. And is that when the artist is creating, the artist is emanating this incredible and positive energy, and that energy ripples. It's like a ripple effect that goes beyond the artist and is helping the universe. When we have so much negativity going, and there is, and I'm not gonna say that we don't need it, there needs to be a balance in this universe. So there's negative and positive. The artists are the positive, they are the ones sending that positive charge of energy, sending the message. There is creating an image that is going to impact you to take care of Mother Earth, for example. They're gonna paint an image that is going to impact you to acknowledge and be aware of equality, of human rights, or female empowerment. so much. So their message and their work is essential. We need it. So this world without artists is dead. I tell you guys, if you're watching me right now, and I'm not exaggerating, think about a world without color or images, or I don't know, all the beautiful things that you watch or you like to see on social media. That's all created by artists. So there's soul in it. It's not just the artwork. It's the soul. The artwork becomes the entity for transformation. And that's why I'm passionate about working with artists and helping them.
Yeah, but listening to you mention it, Viviana, it just sounds so easy, so simple. So often artists have struggle with being able to be vulnerable, being able to share their art. Do you have any advice that you can offer the artists if they aren't at the point where you are and they can step out and share their masterpieces with the world?
Yes, yes. Think about what this artwork is going to do for somebody else. Think about probably the last exhibition you went to, or how some images have impacted you in your life personally. If you have seen something that changed your heart, that gave you joy, that gave you a smile, and think that your work is going to do that for other people. And just think about that, and focus on what you're doing. That's your contribution. It doesn't have to be perfect. It might not be perfect in your eyes. I might see it, and it happens many times. I see artworks by artists, and it's funny because I love it. I love it. And I was just actually on an exhibition in the early December with a friend of mine who she creates incredible pieces and paints shoes and dresses. And I said, I love it. And she said, it's not done. And I said, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I love it. I love it as it is. And that's how it is. It's like the artist sees that, no, it's not done, it's not perfect. It's doing the effect anyway, as long as it does what it needs to do, right?
Okay, yes, but what about that artist who says they just create art for the love of it,
Okay.
but they don't know how to step into that across that bridge to doing it as a profession?
Okay. Okay. That's a different deal. So I was speaking about the artist who's afraid of showing their work. If you are an artist who's creating already and you want to start your journey, this is a journey. So it's not going to happen overnight. This is a journey that you're going to take to bring that gift into the level of a career, a business. The first thing you need to do is take it as a serious business. That's the first mind shift that you need to do. You need to shift that from the hobby to this is going to help me make a living, because that what the universe gave you was for that. And start preparing yourself. I'm not gonna say that you need to leave your job right away, jump. And the problem here usually is that artists get frustrated and then they give up. So the thing is being persistent, but you need to put your tools in place, find out what you need. And actually I have a lot of resources, so you can go to my page vivianapuello.com. And actually, when my book comes out, we're gonna have also a resource page from starting your business to later on. And it's about, creating what is your goal, what do you need to do, how much do you need to survive, how much money do you need every week, how can you make that money if you're not doing it with your job, and looking for not just waiting to sell the next painting, but looking for other sources of income, because that's possible for an artist as well. You can teach, you can share, you can, there's so many sources that you can reach out to and explore, so that you can create all these different sources of incomes. And when you're ready, then you can jump from one thing to the other. And it's always going to be risky, it's always going to be scary. I did it. I went from being a single mom supporting two kids, having two jobs, then I left one, then having one job. Jumping to the entrepreneurial boat is not an easy task. It takes a lot of courage, and you have to have it. It takes a lot of faith, and you have to have it. So just arm yourself with that, but be prepared. Don't just do it irresponsibly and then you're going to be desperate because you quit your job and you don't know how to support yourself. There's nothing wrong with an artist working. And that's a myth. That's a myth. You can work, you can have a part-time job, you can have a full-time job until you are ready. Just don't undermine your gift, don't undermine your career just because you're doing something else. You can do it on your free time, start getting ready. And again, developing sources of income, not just one, several ones, so that then you can take this step and say, okay, now I'm ready. How much do I want to survive? Because that's also, it depends on the lifestyle that you want to have. It depends on what's important for you. Is it more important, I don't know, to have luxury? It all depends on the person. But again, if you're an artist, probably your most important thing for you is going to be creating and making a living and doing full time what you love. So I wish that's that for you. Take the steps that you need to take. Do what it takes and have courage and be ready to work. This is not a career where you're going to wake up at noon and take a break at 3 p.m. and it's over, right?
I
It
need
doesn't
that
work that.
life though. Wake up at noon, take a break at 3. That's 3. I did my 3 hours. That's all I want to do.
I'm done. It
Yes.
doesn't work. If you're an artist today, right? The old master, the old masters had the kings and queens and their sponsors. Right now, if you're an artist, you have to do a lot yourself. You have to do your own marketing, you have to do your own social media, you have to create a mailing list, you have to keep in touch with your collectors, with your buyers. You have to have a structured business. You have to have an inventory, you got to price your art, you have to upload your work to your website, keep that up to date, keep the public up to date also what you're doing, keep in touch with them, don't be afraid. And all these tasks are going to take you time. You have to take care of your finances. I could not emphasize that more because as artists that's the least favorite thing to do. I have to, I'm one of those, but we have to do it, right? You got to do what you got to do and be responsible. Don't just la la land. This is a reality. If you want to make this a business, if you want to make a living with your creative gift, you have to make it a serious business and take it out and give it that respect, honor it that way, with that respect of this is a business. It deserves the best. I deserve the best. I'm gonna give my business the best treatment that I can because it's gonna grow. And I think that'll take you to the next level. And you can do it step by step. It doesn't have to
Mm.
be, you don't have to jump from a full-time to full-time artist in a week. I'm gonna leave everything because I've met I repeat this because I have artists are so impulsive. Like we are, and I include myself in that one. Like we have the idea, well, I'm gonna do it, and everybody has to do it. But we gotta take it like slow, prepare yourself. Yes, you're guided by spirit, and you probably receive that message that's gonna work. Oh no, God told me this is gonna happen. I leave my job today and I'm gonna be an artist tomorrow. And guess what? Then you're frustrated because you don't have money to survive, and then you are on survival mode, then you're desperate and all those things that you don't want to be. Because in order for you to create, you need to be relaxed, you need to focus on what you're doing. So take it step at a time. Don't make drastic crazy decisions, impulsive decisions. Wise decisions can be made fast, but they have to be wise. And take care of yourself like you were taking care of, I don't know, your best friend. Think about, what would I tell my best friend if this person would take that decision? What would I say, if you need that objectivity? Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, we're so impulsive. Hey Jacqueline, how are you doing? This is one of our artists sending you hugs, Jacqueline.
You definitely have a lot of support today. So, what would you say to the art? What type of artist do you actually work with? Is it a specific genre, a specific type of artist that you work with?
I mostly work with visual artists, so it's
Mhm,
either painters or sculptors, photographers, digital painters, installations, any type of visual arts. But I also work with performing artists. It has been happening gradually lately. I'm a musician also on the side,
mhm.
and I don't do it for a living, but I love it anyway. So I guess I connect with performing artists as well. Artists are the same; they have the same soul, that
Wow.
same love, kindness. I give it all for my work. I'm passionate, and I don't care. They're just interested in giving what they have. They really are. So
You're
that
amazing.
thank
Amazing,
you,
amazing.
thank
No,
you.
because I'm listening to you and you are the CEO. You're running this amazing company. You're taking walks in nature and you still have some time to do something on the side. How
Oh
do
yeah,
you manage all this? Do you do
I
what
have
is
my guitar.
what
I don't know. My guitar is around here somewhere. I I play from time to time.
okay.
And how do I do it? That's my outlet, like my moment of disconnecting and plugging.
Mhm, mhm,
I love to, I think I get to do a lot because I love to be alone.
mhm,
I like solitude.
mhm.
So I enjoy that a lot more than going out or being in the crowd, being in the party. I enjoy parties. I do. I like going out, but mostly, and my husband Alan is the same. So we're soulmates on that. He's got his cave, I have mine, and I get to spend time alone a lot. I have I think that's a gift from the universe, right? When you get to enjoy that solitude because you're not alone, right?
Mhm,
That's when spirit whispers. I always say that when you're alone and you're able to connect is when spirit whispers songs
mhm.
of love to you.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's when I get to sing, and most of the music comes from me trying to sing to the universe. So I come up with songs. I just create them and play them, and it's like my time of worship, kind of,
Mhm.
and
Just to
and
be able to
singing.
play the music.
Yeah.
That's
or
beautiful.
or spirit singing to me. Like I have songs that was last year, repeating in my ear. I always say I have to record it, I have to do something, but it was, can I sing a little bit?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's hear it.
I know I'm not gonna sing it. I'm not gonna sing it like, but it was something like it was happening last year a lot, and I used to hear this song. Are you opening your heart to hear my voice? Are you opening your heart to hear the song of love? Are you the problem or the answer? Where is your heart? So those are the songs.
Well, kudos, congratulations for someone who wasn't gonna sing it. You sang marvelously. Now I'm like, is there anything you can't do? Like you do it all. You sing, you play guitar, you paint, you run a huge company. I mean, what can't you do?
No, those are my intimate moments with spirit. So I sing them, and then I hear, oh, where am I? Where are
Mhm,
you now? Am I being the problem, or I'm being the answer? Where am
mhm.
I in every situation, or in this particular situation in life? Because we always are faced with that, right? So
Yes.
those are like songs from spirit that they come through, and I write them. I record and write them so that I
Mhm,
won't forget the message, and eventually that message can be transferred or transmitted to other people if I get that okay, or that go ahead. But
mhm.
those are moments of intimacy with God, with spirit. I'm a believer. I am a believer because I am a miracle, here. Just being here, smiling, laughing with you, surrounded by
Oh,
incredible people. I mean, I cannot describe life otherwise. I I want to share something. I was watching the Turpin case, right? I think a lot of people know about the Turpin case.
yes.
One of the girls was sharing something very interesting, and she said This is kind of what she said, and I'm not gonna quote her because I don't have the exact words, but she it got my attention. She said that when she came out and she saw the sun and the sky and the grass and everything, she said, "Wow, this is marvelous. How can heaven be better than this?" Can you imagine? So she is seeing the world the first time, for the first time. And if we are able to see the world with the eyes of a child like that, then we can only see miracle and beautiful things around us. That's it. I mean, even in the direst of circumstances, there is
Mm,
beauty and there is love to find,
there
even
is
if it's not
definitely
a
beauty.
human, right? Even if it's not a
Yes,
human being giving you the love right at that moment, you just look around.
definitely. That's beautiful. So, what inspired you to write your book?
The artist. And actually, yesterday by researching, I found kind of the exact moment that when the message of the masterpiece came through, and it was last year.
Mhm,
I have a coaching program, and through my coaching program, I teach artists to establish first, the first thing we do is changing and readjusting our mental and that belief system that we need to adjust. And then I help them establish their business from scratch and guide them through the whole year until the business is established and everything is happening, and then they can keep going on their own. And I started with a group last year, and I have a few artists, I have a few artists that I would get feedback from that were a lot of self-doubt, and
mhm.
people that I would see as incredible. I mean, they're amazing artists. And they would usually give me that type of feedback of no, it's not good. I don't know. And there's an artist that I always say, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. And she would say, no, those are just words. And I realized, there's so much need for self assurance. There's so much need. The artist needs it. And I want to give that if I can, right? If there's any grain of say a little grain of sand that I can contribute to them feeling and figuring out how incredible they are, and sharing my experience and letting them know that everything is possible, because I used to think I was incomplete. I needed other people to help me. I was not enough. I could not do it. And through a journey of transformation, ArtTour International, more than a business or a company, for me has been a spiritual journey of self-discovery. So I'm 12 years later not the same person that started 12 years ago naming a fake persona as the editor in chief, right? I have a different type of confidence. I have a different type of trust. My faith has grown tremendously. And but I started there where they are right now, where a lot of artists are right now. So what I want to do is bring them to that journey with my book. So the book is kind of a shortcut. Instead of waiting for 12 years to figure this one out in difficult and hard lessons, and some of them incredibly beautiful lessons, just let's do it on a shortcut, right? And that's what the book is about. Every chapter is a story of my past, starting from childhood. So I'm sharing everything. I'm sharing all my pain because I think it's important to open up. I wanted to be me, to be naked, to be exposed, so that others who probably have gone through that, maybe abandonment, pain, abuse, whatever they have gone through, can identify themselves and say, okay, I can probably go through the other side. I can walk this path. I can take this journey with you. And I also created, and we're working on creating a page of resources. So the artists also have resources, not just by reading the book, but also going to the resources. It's a book for transformation, for taking action. So discovering your greatness. The title of the book is You Are the Masterpiece, an artist an artist's journey from homelessness to triumph. So that's a
Mm,
big one. It's it's a jump from here to here, guys. it was drastic. I'm not gonna say everybody has to go through the same drastic jump in their story, right? We
Right.
all came to write a different story, but write your
Mm.
story. The thing is, you need to write your story, and it needs to be a success story, and
Yes.
you need to be the star of that story, right? You need
Yes.
to be the start of your journey. You cannot be on the side looking at everybody like they're the stars, and here I am. You know, you are the star because
Yes.
you don't have anything less than everybody else, right? We were born and we were created, however you want to believe it, but we were created perfect. You came to this life perfect. The
Hmm.
problem is that throughout our journey, especially during childhood or sometimes early adulthood, we go through processes of reprogramming. And then we are believing we're not enough, I'm not good, or whatever self imposed limitations you might have. But you are perfect. If you go back and reset that mindset to remember who you are, and that's what I write in my intro is let me remind you who you are and why you're here. Because you're already great. You don't have to change. You're not a work in progress. You're not in need of editing, damaged goods, whatever the people, I remember somebody told me that, and I was in pain. I went through a lot in my early childhood. So yes, I had issues that I had to solve in my mind, but I know I was perfect. My spirit was perfect. God doesn't create you know damaged
Yeah,
goods.
that's
There's
what
no
they
damaged
say.
goods in his factory. He has every item that comes out of there is with state of the art technology and the best that he can do. So I am perfect.
Yes, that's what they say. God doesn't make any junk. So I
No.
definitely agree. So I want to take a look real quick again at Art Tour International. Then we're going to come back and give you some final words.
Artists are the most generous and inspiring people I know. They create, give, share, and fill our world with beauty. They compose a fascinating universe with a unique message that can transform and bring joy to anyone at any moment. Here at Art Tour International, we believe in art as a powerful tool to bring global awareness and create a positive impact on our society. That's why we love helping artists share their message.
ArtTour International is the leading voice in the art world, with over 2.1 million readers in 205 countries. Our international platform includes a high-quality print magazine, our digital publication, our weekly ArtTour International TV show. ArtTour International. Create,
Succeed.
stay inspired.
That is so right. You have to stay inspired. Now, we
Yeah.
are coming down to the last few minutes of the show. And what I love to do at the end of every show is just simply allow my guests the opportunity to speak directly to the audience, to everyone who is watching this show live, as well as everyone who is watching it in the archives, and let them know what you want them to take away from your appearance here today. And you got a few minutes there, Viviana.
Okay, thank you, Sharifah. So, if you're out there today and you are a creative mind, you're an artist, or even if you're an artist, you are a creative mind, you are an individual who's going to any type of trouble, struggle, self doubt, self sabotage, self limitation, know that there is always a way to create the universe and the life that you want. You have the power within you to be successful and to create the life of your dreams. And I want to invite you to my website, www.vivianapuello.com, so that you can sign up, send me a message, let me know how you're feeling. I am totally open doors. I am in touch, and my time is actually open for artists. So I'm not so busy that I cannot talk to you, the other way around. I am here so that I can talk to you. So feel free to reach out to me. And I invite you to or to pre-order my book. The page is going to be ready soon, but go to my website, send me an email, sign up on my form. And the book is You Are the Masterpiece, an artist's journey from homelessness to triumph, so that you can uncover your true colors and unleash the superhuman that is hiding within your heart.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. People are definitely tuning in. Our guest said this was inspiring, in fact. So thank you. I definitely want to thank you, Viviana, for being a guest on today's episode of Ask Sharifah Videocast and Podcast. And I especially want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch this show live, as well as everyone who is watching it in the archives. I definitely appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sharing. But the most important thing to me is that you support who? Our guest for today, Miss Viviana Puello. Support her by visiting her website at vivianapuello.com. Check out ArtTour International.com. Follow her on social media. Reach out to her. Send her a message. And when you do, please let Viviana know Sharifah Hardy says hi. Now, if you're interested in more ways that I can help your business, or maybe you want to be a guest on Ask Sharifah Videocast, please visit my website at AskSharifah.com. Until tomorrow, everyone have a safe and a blessed day. Bye now.